Hello, welcome to my Parrot List. I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot List Bond, and in this video I am talking to you about something that I'm observing and kind of developing with my parrots. Meet my 4 kites, and in a minute my harlequin macaw who's flying around, and it's getting to be Halloween. Parrots are interesting. I love them because for me, I find that they are a lot of what I want to become, or what I think is a very good, healthy, well-being kind of place to be. For example, parrots eat super healthy. They kind of eat salads, and that's how I should eat. They can't have sugar. That's how I should eat. So I really like that about them. They are social. They're not judgmental. They are very authentic to what they want and need, and that's how people should be as well. So I really love my parrots, and I think those are some of the things that I love about them. Can I send you flying? Can I send you flying so you don't make the kites nervous? Fly! There you go. And she's back. Yeah, you can kind of see her on the perch. But specifically, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is a real basic need that we as humans have, and that my parrots have as well. And that is a need for a sense of safety and security. Fulfilling that need is going to make a really big difference in a parrot's well-being. I'm monitoring everybody. I always talk about how I think it's super important to have 2 or more parrots. Not that I'm saying that you should have 4. I actually always talk about having 2. I think 2 is the perfect number because they bond together, they relate with each other in ways that even other parrots won't relate with them in the same way. In my observations, when they are with their own species, it's a whole different ballgame. And I think that it really promotes a strong sense of well-being. Now, I want you to think of it relative to yourself. You probably have people you like being with. If you have a partner, you sleep with them. When they're gone, you're perfectly fine, like if they're gone overnight or something. But it's nice when they're back. Or if you go on a vacation or you're traveling and then you come back home and you're back in your space, in your bed, there's something about home that just feels so good, and it makes a big difference. Yes, you love traveling, yes, you love being out and about, but there's something really nice about being back in your own space and in your own comfort. And I think that's what it really comes down to, is like this sense of comfort and this sense of really feeling like all is well. And with parrots, a part of how we're going to create that is by doing one of a couple of things. One is having 2 parrots. Someone replied to one of my YouTube videos and said that in Germany, I think it's like a law, they have to have 2 or more parrots for that exact reason, because they are very social animals. Like, we as humans are social, but parrots are even more social. So you want to really, in my experience, what I see, have 2 or more. And you could see from my parrot that having more than 2 does not remove their interest in me as a human. It does not remove their distrust of a larger parrot. And it just, if I spend time with them, they still want to be with me. They're still curious. They still, I mean, how could they not be? It's like you have other humans in your life, but you're still interested in your parrot. If you spend time with them, you're still going to bond. You're still going to create a special relationship. So making sure that you like spend that time, I think, is really important. The other thing is, I really like when I go to an exotic bird store and I see that they're putting babies together. In other words, like if they have, I was at a store and they had like one blue-headed macaw and one, I think, blue-fronted conure, and they were together in the same bin because babies can't be in a cage. Their feet aren't ready for that. It's like an artificial nest, and so they had them together and they cuddle up. They like that warmth. They like the touch. They like, I think, really the way the energy is going to feel when they're touching things with their beak and trying to steal my earrings. On the other hand, when I see a bird in a cage by themselves, it kind of breaks my heart because it's really more about intent than it is, sometimes, like right now I have one of my parrots in a cage by himself because he's really sick. I think he's old, and medicine hasn't done anything, so like there's nothing I can do other than make him as comfortable as I can, support him in every way I can, but that's it. I'm out of options, right? I mean, it's like after meds, what else can you do? And some of death is just inevitable. So he's in a cage by himself. But if a parrot doesn't have to be in a cage by themselves, I really hate to see it because in other circumstances, that's called solitary confinement. Now, there are circumstances where a parrot is aggressive, and I've had to put them in a cage by themselves. When I've had parrotlets that are aggressive, that's one of the things you do, in other words, to make sure that the parrot doesn't hurt another parrot or the other parrots, you remove them. You have no choice, your hands are tied. But, come on, sweetie. I know, but you're so big. You're so big. These guys are like 150 grams. And you're like 1,000. So, you're a little bigger. Your beak's... She's mad. She's mad at me. Because she says, I want to do what I want to do. I'm a baby. I know, but you're almost one. Like, her beak is bigger than their head. Come on. Woo! So, when people have a parrot that is aggressive, that is... not friendly. One of the things that has happened is either that's Quakers. And my kayaks are talking to the Quakers. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Okay. One of the things that happened is either before you had your parrot, like if you have a rescue, or just because like when you went to pick up your parrot, it bit you, so you stopped picking them up. Something happened and they aren't having that basic need for really safety and security, that basic need for flock, that basic need to just feel comfortable and at home. What just happened actually couldn't have had better timing. So there's a flock of wild Quakers and they flew by and my kikes responded to it. But because my kikes are here in their flock, there's all 4 of them, they're with me, they didn't, they reacted and they responded, but they didn't like freak out because they're not by themselves. One thing that happens is we learn a lot about becoming independent people, but there's really a difference between being independent and interdependent. And once upon a time when I was a school teacher, that was one of the concepts we taught was interdependence. And what that means is that when my kayaks come together as a flock, it's not that they're weak because they're depending on each other, it's that they are stronger because they're interdependent, and together as a group, there's strength in numbers, there's more security in numbers, there's more looking out for each other in numbers. And I don't know if you've ever heard this, but like, for example, one thing that's really interesting is if I had a treat right now, I always give treats out equally. In other words, like if I'm giving a treat to the kayaks, all 4 will get one, period. And they sit, and because they know that that's what I'm going to do. But the truth is, even if you only gave 1 out and the other 3 are just sitting there watching going, well, where's mine? They kind of actually don't do that, where's mine. Research has shown that they are more sort of collective in the sense that the flock received it because one member did, and that's enough. And they don't like go beat that member up or anything. Now they will steal from each other, but it's kind of like you're gonna share with me, right? Hi, sweetie. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Be nice to me, please. So it's just, it comes down to giving your parrot a really good sense of safety, of comfort is super duper important. And not giving your parrot bat ears. Don't come after my bat ears, okay? Oh, okay. All right, hold on. I think she's telling me she wants me to feed her because she wants to feel comfortable. She eats on her own, and she is, oh my goodness, like 10 months old. This is Cammie, and Cammie is a Harlequin macaw, which is a hybrid. Hybrids tend to wean at a later age, and in this case, we're working on like 10 months. And at this point, it's possible we're finally moving into, she's feeding herself and I'm just supplementing. But do you see these behaviors? This wing, this feed me, is really, I just want love and comfort. So you want to provide that for your parrot. Now, if you have a bitey parrot that's causing you problems where like you can't pick them up, let their cage be some of their comfort. That is one of the things that a cage provides for them. Use a stick to get them out. Take them out of their cage, put them on a perch, away, like maybe in a different room, and have them hang out with you. Have them experience and find out that you are comfortable, that your house is comfortable, that you are a seed dispenser. In other words, you give treats. In their cage, they have food, they have pellets, they have fresh vegetables kind of thing. When you do the fresh vegetables, they have water. Maybe they have a cozy, especially if they're uncomfortable, so that they have a place where they can be comfortable, but there's also comfort outside, and you are the one that gives these sweet treats. And dote on them. I'm getting more and more into, oh cool, I got some wild birds out there, into learning to listen to and speak to my parrots telepathically, and in other words, in non-verbal ways. And of course there's body language, but there's also nonverbal, and I'm working on that. It's kind of, off to a fine start, kind of fun. But parrots, I think they know that elephants talk to each other like over miles and miles, where their voice doesn't carry, but they communicate with each other. It's just not verbal, and it's not body language over, 5 miles, 25 miles, whatever crazy amounts it is, where they can't even see each other. So animals and humans can communicate, and there's people that talk to animals. They communicate telepathically, kind of thing, with emotions and visual. They understand a lot more than we really give them credit for. What's he doing? So dote on your parrot, because that's comforting. Tell your parrot that you love them, because every creature needs love. And granted, some are solitary, but maybe I'll say parrots. Parrots need love. Parrots are flock animals. They need that flock sense. They need you to be with them. They need you to love on them. Hi, baby. Did you hear that? It's not necessarily a kiss. That's my best way to mimic it. But it's communication. It's bonding. Like we're connected. And I don't even spend a whole lot of time with these guys, my kaiques. And one of the first things I'll tell you is that if you want to bond with the parrot, you have to spend time with them. But I don't spend a lot of time with them, and look at how bonded they really still are to me. So that's my experience of those, my observations based on not only my experience with my parrots and my observations with them, but also it's also based on my experience of working with people as a spirituality teacher for nearly 20 years. Now with that, I'm going to wrap up, because this baby wants to be calmed and loved upon and reassured and let know that she is loved. So I'm going to go, I'm going to feed her, she's not going to eat it, and she's going to be happy. Thank you for joining me in this video that's a little different, but very meaningful if you want to enjoy a blissful bond with your parrot and have your parrot eat your shirt, eat your clothes, and pretty soon eat my bat ears. Oh, now there's a duck out back. Make sure that you subscribe so that you know the next time I've got parrots walking all over me and asking for love and comfort.